Now, about 30 minutes ago, we did get an update from Governor Jeff Landry and other state leaders.
Yeah, our Sydney Simone was there and joins us live from GOSEP. Sydney, what was the governor's message concerning Francine?
That's right, Reggie, Vanya. Yes, the governor just spoke here about 30 minutes ago here at GOSEP about the current state of our state, saying that we are no longer in that prepare phase. That time to evacuate has passed. We're entering that respond phase as Hurricane Francine is expected to hit our area later on this afternoon, early evening. Now, a number of things they touched on, one being generators. The state fire marshals emphasized the importance of not having those generators running during the storm, but to turn them on after, keeping them away from your home. That's right, Andrew, Christina. We are in Iberville, Parish, St. Gabriel, to be exact, right off of Highway 30. And for the first time this afternoon, I would say the winds are picking up. The rain is coming down here. We're at a gas station, and right now it's closed. It's pretty deserted in this area. It's almost like a ghost town. Now the gas pumps are wrapped up. The trash cans are wrapped up here, which indicates they are. It's safe to assume there is no gas. They have the "sorry, we're out of gas" there under that green tape that you can see here. You can see several law enforcement agencies. We have Iberville Fire Department. We have St. Gabriel Police Department. Entergy is here. I was told by the St. Gabriel Fire Department that a tree actually fell on a home there in the back. 2 people were inside at the time, but they were not injured. I did ask if it did damage any power lines. I was told it did not. However, Entergy is going to kill the power source here just for safety and precaution. They did say the way that the tree fell in the house, it did cause some leaks, but not anyone, again, no one was hurt here. This is in St. Gabriel. Once we learn more information, we will be sure to keep you updated. Again, they are asking people to stay inside, stay off the streets. We actually moved just down the road moments ago to what you guys were explaining. That scene there was on Martin Luther King Highway and Spencer Street, where a tree had fell on a home. 2 people were inside. They were not injured. But from my understanding, the fire department says Entergy did go ahead and cut that power off just to be safe. Now we moved back to Highway 30. We're standing under this taco shed here, and the cover is blowing. The winds are heavy. I did speak with Sheriff Brett Stassi moments ago. They are issuing a 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew.
Sydney, I know that we've been preaching it for the last 2 hours. The governor just mentioned it, telling people to stay off the roads. As far as the shelter and the sandbags, what's the cutoff to make your way to that shelter before you're possibly turned away or picking up those sandbags?
Actually, I'm going to ask Kyle Grace here, what's the cutoff time for people to make their way to the shelters?
Well, we just asked that they get there before dark. It's going to actually run now. It's been up since 10 a.m. and it'll run to 10 a.m. tomorrow.
Monitoring conditions out that way. Sydney, what are you seeing?
Renee, Fred, that's right. Just like Stan said a moment ago, you don't need to do the sightseeing. We will do that for you. In fact, I have my measuring tape here. We have about 1 inch of rain just in this lot here in which we're standing. The cover port here is blowing. Winds are picking up, heading towards us. We've been here all day. This is off of Highway 30. Several law enforcement cars and agencies driving back and forth throughout the parish. Now, I spoke with Sheriff Brett Stassi here moments ago. He did say as of 6 p.m. tonight, there is a curfew. That means if you're not an emergency responder, if you're not an essential worker, you are asked to shelter in place, or if there's something going on with your home, to move to the nearest shelter to you, which in proximity to us would be the St. Gabriel Community Center. One of the community centers, the St. Gabriel Community Center here in Iberville Parish, people have started making their way inside. Inside here, you can see people laying down on cots. They have dozens of these ready to go. They also have blankets from Red Cross for when you get here to keep warm and make yourself comfortable during this hurricane. Any places that you guys have blocked off so far?
No, ma'am. In Iberville, we don't have any roads blocked off, but we do have Department of Public Works. They're across our parish.
Before you go, Sydney, we have a couple of questions for you. I know it's miserable out there, but you've been there in Iberville Parish the last several hours. Can you just talk a little bit about how conditions are starting to deteriorate?
Yeah, so when we first got out here, it was a pretty light to no rain at a few times. It was off and on. Right now, we are standing under the cover port of the gas station, and wind is coming across. Again, I was trying to keep my feet on the ground to keep from blowing over or falling, rather.
Sydney, we've seen some cars on the road while you're out there. Has there been a steady stream?
Yeah, well, we haven't seen too many cars out. We are seeing a few cars. This is probably the most we've seen in this particular area. Not only are they using the sandbags for homes, they're using it for their cars too. Sometimes people, he said, forget about their vehicles. As we drove around the neighborhood, we noticed people are putting them under their vehicle to lift the vehicle up off of the ground and keep that water from getting under there. So that's another good resource to use as you are planning to use sandbags for your home as well. Chris Daigle did say that right now there aren't any road closures. Good morning, Reggie and Vania. Yes, that scene has since cleared. It was here just moments ago. There was actually 2 wrecks that happened right at this intersection of Airline Highway and Old Hammond. Moments apart, 2 accidents happened, which is why safety officials are urging people to still stay indoors, although the weather has cleared.
Sydney Simone joins us with more about the current state of the capital area. Sydney, what's the latest?
That's right. I'm in Prairieville on Oak Park Ave and Bluff Road, where there is a downed tree on a power line. I'm going to step out of the way just so my photographer can pan over and show you that. This is pretty much what we've been seeing throughout the capital region. We were in Livingston Parish earlier, parts of Baton Rouge. Not to say that there aren't any homes with damage. That is the case. However, from us driving around throughout in the different neighborhoods, it seems to be a lot of downed trees on power lines, which has led to a lot of these power outages in certain parts of the capital region. A lot of stoplights out on the roadways. We actually saw a few accidents on the way over to Prairieville. I spoke with a PIO for the department here, the police department, or Ascension Parish rather, sheriff's department, and he gave me a list of about 20 to 30 locations where there are either a damaged property, homes, or downed trees and power lines.
And there's still a lot of downed trees and power lines across the roads this morning. Overnight, leaders tried to clear up as much as they could.
Yeah, our Sydney Simone is out live right now looking at the current state of the streets. Sydney, what's going on?
Reggie, Vania, yeah, that still seems to be the case this morning. Lots of downed trees and power lines across several parishes. We were in Livingston this morning, made our way back to EBR Parish, and now here in Ascension Parish, the location which I'm standing in, Highway 73 off of I-10. A lot of power outages, but quite frankly, there are still a lot of cars out driving. So I would be curious to see where those people are going because the stores are closed. The gas station in which we are standing next to is closed. They have the pumps wrapped up, which could indicate either no gas or no power. I also went into a nearby hotel, spoke to some people there. Power is out there. So not much going on in this area, but I did speak to parish officials who say they are working to clear the streets and any damage that may be blocking any roadways. I did get a list of about 20 to 30 addresses with either property damage or downed trees and power lines. So that seems to be the big thing this morning, power outages. We did see a lot of crews out driving around, working to restore power and the lights here in this area. A lot of light outages on the roadways. Again, we did see some accidents in EBR Parish earlier this morning. So just be careful and cautious as you are getting out. Again, although those curfews did expire, safety officials are wanting you to be cautious. Reporting here in Ascension Parish, Sydney Simone, Fox 44 News.